Suzu, and I'll be going over the range of motion of the shoulder. I'm going to start with shoulder flexion, and I'm going to place the axis of my goniometer on the lateral aspect of the humerus, just distal to the acromion process of the shoulder. I am going to keep the stationary bar parallel to his trunk and the movable bar parallel to his humerus while his arm moves in a sagittal plane movement. The measurement starts at 0 and ends at 170. Next, I'm going to measure the range of motion of his shoulder extension. He's going to be seated in the same position with his humerus in neutral position. I'm going to place the axis of my goniometer on the lateral aspect of his humerus, distal to his acromion process. I'm going to make sure that nothing is behind him, that way he could extend his arm as far back as he can. The stationary bar is again parallel to the trunk, while the movable bar remains parallel to his humerus, as it also extends in a sagittal plane movement. The measurement starts at 0 and ends at 60. For shoulder abduction, the client is seated with the humerus in adducted external rotation. I'm going to place the axis of the goniometer on the posterior side of his shoulder, distal to the acromion process. The stationary bar remains parallel to his trunk in position, while the movable bar follows as his arm moves away from the body. The measurement starts at 0 and ends at 150. Shoulder internal rotation. The humerus is adducted to the trunk, elbow flexed to a 90-degree angle, forearm towards the midline and perpendicular to the body. I am going to place the axis of my goniometer on the electronome of the elbow. The stationary and the movable bar is parallel to the forearm. As the arm swings towards the midline of the body, the movable bar follows. The measurement starts at 0 and ends at 60. Shoulder external rotation. The humerus is adducted to his trunk, elbow flexed at a 90-degree angle, with his forearm facing towards the midline of his body. I am going to place the axis of my goniometer on the elbow's olecranon. The stationary and movable bar are parallel to his forearm, and instead of swinging his arm towards the midline of his body, he is going to swing it away from his body. The measurement starts at 0 and ends at